No More Heroes is a series that has been around for quite some time. With its roots going as far back as the Nintendo Wii, the game has risen in popularity thanks to the release of No More Heroes 3 and the re-releases of the first two games on the Nintendo Switch. Hello everyone, this is Ingars from Domo Gaming, and today I'll be talking about my favorite series of all time, No More Heroes.
It's game time!
No More Heroes began its series on December 6, 2007, developed by Grasshopper Manufacture and directed by Goichi Suda, also known as Suda51. The series focuses on the main protagonist Travis Touchdown, an otaku who is obsessed with moe, wrestling, and other things that I cannot mention here. You see, Travis here is an assassin. I know he doesn't look the part, but he is a professional assassin, believe me here. Equipped with his iconic beam katana, the Bloodberry, Travis would go on to take on many top-ranked assassins in the Assassins rankings, hoping to become number 1. When you look at No More Heroes as a whole, it isn't spectacular, far from it. It isn't, say, like God of War or GTA, but it still brings its own charms to the table. Not only do the games have characters that are unique, but they all have a story to tell and personalities that set them apart from many, with symbolism that is akin to many Suda51 games. And let's take note of the bosses of the first two games, Death Metal and Skelter. Death Metal is the 10th ranked assassin that Travis first encounters after becoming 11th in the Assassins rankings. Death Metal is found to be relaxing by the beach at the leisure of his mansion, stating that he is free of desire as long as he has this view to look at. Now Travis at this point in the series is a cocky and arrogant guy who thinks that the assassin's life is simple and magnificent. Now Death Metal initially warns Travis to leave, as a way to tell him to not go down the same rabbit hole that many of them have, as Death Metal is an experienced assassin, while Travis is still new to the game. But the most notable thing about this boss battle is their contrasting views on what paradise means, with Travis having his own perspective and Death Metal having his own.
Hey, you know what paradise is, right?
Paradise.
This is paradise, the place where dreams are fulfilled. Well, you've had your dream, old man. Time to wake up.
This is no paradise.
All right, then what is it?
A place to die.
With Travis refusing to back down, the two would eventually have their fight, with Travis coming out victorious and killing Death Metal, who says that he's been waiting for this moment for a very long time, content with the concept of dying at this point. And after this, Travis, who's still arrogant, will still go through many assassination gigs, unaware of the consequences of his actions, and the assassination life isn't what he thinks it is. And eventually, once he opens his eyes, he'll be so deep that he'll be unable to escape the life he has put himself in. And next up, we have Skelter, who's actually a brother of Travis' first kill in the open cinematic Skelter. Skelter is the first boss to encounter in No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle, after Travis has gone AWOL for a long time since the very first game after becoming number 1. Interestingly enough, there's many similarities between Skelter's fight and also the opening cinematic. While thinking nothing of it, the two began fighting with a catchy tune that, in a way, sounds rather somber too. Travis would eventually kill Skelter the same way that he killed his brother, thinking that would be it. Unfortunately for Travis, he was set up by Skelter himself, being put back into the Assassins rankings as the 51st ranked assassin by the UAA. And even though he should be dead, Skelter, with his final breath, knows that because Travis took something away from him, he needs to suffer the consequences, as Travis' closest friend Bishop will be brutally murdered, showing how much the assassin's life affects those around you.
I said I'd avenge you killing my brother, didn't I? Well, who's been a brother to you?
What?
Travis. Don't think you can kill without suffering consequences. To kill someone is not simply to end their life. One must risk their entire being in order to destroy another's. Up until now, you've had it easy. I've taken the curse you gave me, the shackles of revenge, and I'm throwing them back on you.
Nah, we're just here to collect.
Travis?
And yet again, Travis is forced to climb up the rankings, with 50 other assassins blocking his way, to enact a revenge against the one that killed his best friend and organized the hit. Each of the following assassins shows a part of their lives, showing how much this job has affected them and the people around them. It goes to a point that for some, they have nothing left in life but to die, with only their desires to kill being left of what keeps them alive or for the sake of revenge, as example of Skelter. I don't want to go too deep, so as to not spoil the rest of the characters since they are better to be experienced firsthand. The gameplay of itself is a simple hack and slash game as you go through mass amounts of enemies, slicing them up in pieces until you reach your intended target. One of my favorite parts about the gameplay are the death blows, which can be triggered when you whittle down your opponent's health down to the last bit as you land the final blow to take them down. And whoo boy is it satisfying. And you stun the opponent, you can even use professional wrestling moves to take down your opponent, with moves like suplexes, power bombs, pile drivers, and many more. Outside of combat, you pretty much have the world to explore, like Santa Destroy, and with No More Heroes 3, more locations to explore, like Perfect World. In addition, you also have access to side missions and part-time jobs to take up to raise your funds and to contribute towards your entry fee, to gain to boss battles, or to use for cosmetics. And as for the music, it is an absolute banger, and Masafumi Takada alongside Jun Fukuda smash it out of the park. The music fits the areas that Travis explores, while also giving unique music to the bosses that ooze with personality that matches their respective assassins and the tone that the game is going for. No More Heroes gives the player a unique experience unlike anything else prior to it and after it. It's a great entry into what Suda 51 has to offer, with many other games like Killer 7, Killer Z, and the Silver Case offering their own unique stories that are interesting in their own right, especially Killer 7. As of this video, all 4 games are currently available on Nintendo Switch, while No More Heroes 1, 2, and Travis Strikes Again are also available on Steam for a pretty decent price. Regardless, this has been Ingars, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.